It is 9 a.m. This is Talk of the Town for the 18th day of November. It's Thursday. Normally, Dale Lau, your host on a Thursday, but I had to be gone yesterday, so we did the old switcheroo. But that's cool because now I get to spend time with Mayor Chris Martin and City Councilman Jonathan Nelms in the studio. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you.
It's great to have you guys.
It's great to be here.
How are things?
Good. Moving and grooving. I
So,
got a list here to go
I know,
through.
I can see that the list is long.
It is.
But first things first, because we have the first thing we need to talk about is a major thing coming to our city next Friday with the Light of Logansport Parade,
That is correct.
which I believe will be on the stage.
Yeah, isn't it crazy how they volunteer us for these things?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we find out last minute.
I wasn't even official. Like, I heard from, I'm not even kidding, like 6 different people away from the organization. Hey, you're going to be one of the announcers, one of the MCs. I'm like, no one's asking. No one said a word. So Mindy finally last week when she was here, she was like, by the way, this is my official offer. I'm like, all right, cool.
You're like, oh, okay. I already knew this. Yeah, so we're going to have fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, next
Absolutely.
Friday, and honestly, it's a huge turnout.
You know what? And I'm being very honest here, and this all jokes aside, and I've talked about this before, but you know, I was here for the first one in the early 2000s, and what a big deal it was. There were so many people there, and so many great floats, and you know, with the radio station, we did this huge broadcast for it, and so for me to now to be able to be on the stage announcing it, it's really honestly is a huge honor.
Of course.
I'm really excited to be
Yeah,
there. So,
yeah, it's gonna be great. We've
Yeah.
got a couple of awards to hand out too. And,
yeah, absolutely.
You know, I'll need your help with the mayor's board.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. I can be quiet. So anyway, you have a lot of stuff here. Let's start at the top of your
Yeah,
list.
so obviously we're coming to the end of 2021. I can't believe we're saying that already.
I know.
Right?
Crazy.
2 years in the books with our administration. So I just want to kind of go through some projects that we've been working on that are coming to fruition, and then kind of talk about what our future is looking like in 2022. First off, Erie Avenue, 5th 8th Street being paved next spring. So that'll be nice. We did win the Community Crossings Grant Award.
Okay.
Council appropriated $1 million towards Erie Avenue for next year.
Mhm.
And so ultimately what Erie Avenue will look like from 5th to 8th Street now
Okay.
will be just like downtown.
Okay.
So, we're going to road diet it a little bit so that in the future all we'll have to do is mill and fill.
Mhm.
We'll have to deal with this big, project again. And then, your street lighting, your trees, everything like that. The sidewalks will be wider, those kinds of things. So really ultimately Erie Avenue is going to look similar to downtown from 5th to 8th Street because it's still in downtown. Right. So, and then ultimately we wanted to get that done and finished because obviously we've got the Melbourne Park and all this other stuff happening in downtown, the downtown boom, as we're seeing.
For sure.
So we kind of want to get rid of construction in downtown and let them prosper.
Yes. Yes. Yes, we do. That's what we want.
Yeah, Melbourne Avenue, obviously, as we know, is delayed, and good old government.
What a heart-wrenching day that was. Where it's like,
I'm telling you, I
just
just
kidding. It's not really
right.
gonna
I found out the day before. Like, oh, okay.
For real.
All right. Well, my schedule just opened up.
Right.
So yeah, Erie Avenue, new police station. The IDOC, the former IDOC building owned by the state of Indiana over there on High Street.
It's on High Street. Yeah.
Yep, 8th and High, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And so anyway, we started the process a month ago on the transfer of ownership to the city of Logansport.
Right.
October 28th, we found out no comments were made. No one wanted the building except for us. So ultimately we're there.
Okay.
We've got maybe 30 days or so, and then the city of Logansport will own that building, and then we go to council and hopefully get approval for the police station. We're ready to move forward. I believe we talked with Council President Dave Morris and him and Chief Yike had a conversation, and so they appropriated some money from the lit fund to be able to support that contract. So hopefully we'll get that passed and get it moving,
Yeah.
and it'll be great. And I kid because they're right down the street from the fire department, so I can only imagine the brotherly love that's gonna happen.
Absolutely.
a lot of pranks, I'm sure.
No, this will be good. This will be good for the police department. I mean,
It will.
It's
Absolutely.
a great move for them.
Yeah, they're in 4 different locations. In fact, the East End, which is their training center,
Yeah.
and their gym,
Yeah.
recently had a leak. The fire sprinkler system went off, destroyed a whole bunch of equipment
Oh,
and
no.
stuff in the training room.
Oh, wow.
And so those are things we want to avoid,
Yeah.
you know, and we got to get them out, you know, and like I said, 4 different locations, that's not very efficient.
Yeah.
And so hopefully we can get that moving and get that done.
So will all those locations be combined into one?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
So those locations will open up.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So the Eastgate Plaza right now, which is what we're talking about as far as
Right.
the training center and the gym,
Right.
we share that with Logansport Community School Corporation
Okay.
and their gosh darn it, what do you call that? The program that they have there.
Is that the adult?
The
learning?
adult
Yes,
learning.
the adult learning.
Yeah.
And so ultimately they're going to move that into Franklin, Franklin, and then because they're building the new school.
Say they have room with the new school being
Exactly.
built, so yeah.
Yeah.
everything's
So
kind of-
everything's changing there. So
Right.
when they're out, then we get the police out. That building then opens up for economic development opportunities. So ultimately, we're trying to grow Logansport and do that.
Absolutely.
New rescue truck. We got a new rescue truck for the fire department. Looks great.
Mhm.
Looks amazing. They're happy with it. It should be in service within the next 30 days. And it fits underneath the Cycus Street Bridge.
Mm.
So
That's good.
That's a plus.
That's good.
Yes. Home to suites in the mall development.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're seeing growth there.
Man, that's moving along.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it great?
Yeah.
Home to Suites is hoping to break ground, or not break ground. We already did
So
that.
already happened.
Yeah, ribbon cutting next year.
Okay.
So we're hoping for that, and then mall development, like I said, moving really quickly.
Mhm.
They're demoing the front, getting that cleared up, and then next up is the facade and really just trying to clean that area up. So it'll
Very
look
good.
great. Paved roads. We've had a really big focus on paved roads. Community Crossings grant program is amazing through the state of Indiana.
Mhm.
Each community is allotted $1 million a year with 2 calls, one in the early part of the year, one in the middle/fall part of the year. And so obviously recently we won Erie Avenue. That was the 2nd call of the year for this year.
Okay.
And so the most recent Community Crossings project finished would be George Street.
Okay.
So that was a Community Crossings project. So
Right.
looks great too.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're just beginning. You know, we just every year we're going to go after it every year. Phase 2 of Sidewalks. So phase 1 of Sidewalks was approved by council last year, and so that will begin in 2025.
Okay.
I believe phase 1, which is sidewalks around the schools, all the area schools and the neighborhoods. Phase 2 of Sidewalks will go up for a vote. It's just a continuation of phase 1, just expanding more and more
Right.
into the community to get these things done. And ultimately, that was a big one for Councilman Nelms. He's really supported those.
Yeah, and with phase 2, we were presented 3 different proposals to go forward with council. And in the end, we decided on one that would have more improvement for residential areas right around the schools that are often left in a state of disrepair. In the council meeting, I talked about an elderly gentleman that I know that has to walk on those bad sidewalks every day, and he risks tripping, and he just stopped using them. He's just walking on the road now.
Right.
And all it takes is one bad driver, and that poor man,
For real, yeah.
he's
Yeah.
gone, and it's not worth it. So
Yeah.
I'm proud to say that council agreed with me, and we moved that plan forward, and we'll see areas like that actually being improved.
Good deal.
Exactly.
Good deal.
Big focus.
Mhm.
So obviously that's big. Downtown boom. We talked about urban park. We are kind of in the final stages, if you will.
Sure.
We got a housing developer that's interested in the farmers market lot. We're pursuing that. But with that, he needs that urban park because obviously there's not a lot of green space. You got a little sort of waterway there,
Right.
but ultimately there needs to be more amenities, and so it gives opportunities for that. And of course, adding a park to downtown is huge.
Mhm.
I know that there's a lot of well, I wouldn't say a lot, but a couple of naysayers, if you will. But the downtown businesses are excited about it, you know, because it's going to bring people downtown again. And so ultimately, our goal as an administration is to bring downtown back to the way it was, you know, back to when people were all downtown shopping and
Right.
walking around, and yeah, so that's the ultimate goal, and the urban park could definitely help with that. Dog park. Recently, we talked about the dog park. We've been talking about the dog park for a while. I think it started at like $3 million and then went down to $1 million, and now 750,000, and then we finally got it down to 100,000. So Ultimately, the reason why we were able to do that is because we're utilizing resources we already have.
Okay.
When we talk about the 5 parks that came up recently to be kind of on the chopping block, if you will, one of those was Melbourne Park, Melbourne Avenue Park, which is the west side, where the little the girls played Pixie League, I think, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it's softball field.
Sure.
The girls are going out to aim, so ultimately that field is left empty.
Okay.
Well, that is a perfect location for housing. So ultimately, what we want to do is get rid of that softball park, keep the playground and the basketball court there, but ultimately just take away that softball field,
Okay.
take that fencing and put it there at the dog park. So we're able to save money on
Right
fencing.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, reusing our resources. So that's how we're able to get it down so low, and it'll be kind of centralized in Logansport as a dog park. So
So where's the dog park looking to be?
Mulehausen Park.
Okay.
So there's a baseball diamond there.
Right.
That isn't used. Well, it's used for dogs. People actually take their dogs in there now, and so ultimately that's what we want to do. We want to use that fencing from Melbourne to kind of separate the small dogs from the big dogs.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that was not being used anymore.
Yeah,
That's,
isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting facts, right?
Interesting. Yeah.
18th and Heartland, the administration's baby, as you will. That's what I
Okay.
call it. I call it our baby.
Yes.
The only thing out there right now is Ivy Tech.
Right.
Big debate from many people about McClure going in
Okay.
out there. They will be open spring of 2022.
Okay.
They should be breaking ground here soon. That'll be huge for Logansport. Absolutely huge. We're finally able to regain some taxes from those folks traveling from, let's say Kokomo to Lafayette on the Heartland.
So help me out. Where is that going to be
That,
based?
that will be on the corner of 18th and Heartland.
Okay.
So it'll be right there on the corner. I don't know how else to explain it. Morgan Hill Road comes down that
Right.
intersection there.
Yeah,
It'll be
yeah.
right there on that corner.
Okay. I know you're right.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Which ultimately, I think the biggest debate was truck stop, if you will.
Sure.
It's not a truck stop.
Right.
It's a truck stop defined by our county, right? But it's going to have one shower, which will probably rarely be used. It's not going to have a truck wash.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things that make
Right.
it a truck stop. So ultimately, that's going to be huge, right? And then of course we're working on the disc golf course with council. We are on the final steps. It goes to the state December 2nd.
Mhm.
The Ivy Tech campus has talked about donating that land to us so that we can continue on with the disc golf course. And so, like I said, final stages, it was unanimously passed by our local, the local Ivy Tech group, and so on to the state. One last step, and then we'll go to council, and it's $60,000 total to complete the whole entire project. So
For the disc golf?
Yes.
And where's that going to be?
that will be in Logansport's old landfill over there by Ivy Tech campus.
Okay. Yeah.
My thing is look, we got land, right? We're running out of land to use. Let's use this because it's an environmental concern if we start digging into it.
Right.
We don't have to dig into it with a disc golf course.
Sure.
You put in concrete pads and some disc golf baskets and you're good.
You're good to go, yeah.
So no digging will be involved. It'll be great. Perfect for that area. So
I was surprised to learn just how popular that is.
I know, isn't it crazy?
Like it's nuts how popular disc golf
Yeah.
has become.
Same with pickleball.
Yeah, pickleball's huge.
Yeah, that's why we're putting pickleball courts in at Riverside Park. I
Yeah.
forgot to put that on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah, so brand new basketball courts and
Nice.
Pickleball right there. So
Deal.
obviously we've seen a lot right along the river
Yeah,
happening,
for
you
sure.
know, with the water plant and everything there. So
All right. Let me take a quick break.
Sure.
We'll have more coming up with Mayor Chris Martin and City Councilman Jonathan Nelms in the studio as well. It's Talk of the Town for a Thursday on WSAL. It's 9:18. We are live from downtown Logansport with Talk of the Town on WSAL, and today we have Mayor Chris Martin, Councilman Jonathan Nelms on the studio as well. And we've kind of been going through the list of some stuff that we've got the ball rolling on of the city, and some more stuff coming up for next year, right?
right, yeah. So let me finish my list
Oh,
for 2021.
wow, okay.
We got more. And really, this is just a list that I could think of right off the hat. I didn't really. There's a lot more than this.
Sure.
So firefighter training. I did some firefighter training, and oh my gosh, I told the firefighters, man, so excited, I'm going to be a firefighter after I'm mayor. I'm like, yeah. Then I got done with the training and I'm like, I am not going to be able to be a firefighter.
Yeah, this isn't going to happen. You guys, no way.
Yeah, that was extreme, but I appreciated the opportunity, and you really learn a lot, about what they do, and they do a lot more than people realize,
Yeah.
Recovery home, First Father's House, here in the city of Logansport.
Yep.
And my gosh, so excited.
We had Corey Emery, who's the house manager. We had him on Monday on the show, and what a story and what a great addition to the city that house is going to be. Just
Absolutely.
fantastic.
Yes, and I met Corey before I took office, and he asked me, what are you going to do? How are you willing to step up and actually help
Yep.
those that are addicted? And I said, absolutely.
Yep.
And here we are. Just let it. The biggest thing that we talk about all the time is just get out of the way. Don't interfere with things and
For sure.
progress. Let people do what they need to do to accomplish their goals.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately what we've done. So congratulations to those guys, and just to keep moving forward. Right? They're not done.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
going to keep going. So. And then finally, Lexington Village, the 52 single-family homes going in on the east end. We are finally in the last process, and give credit where credit was due. It was started in the Kitchell administration, and it's made its way to ours to kind of finish up. So ultimately, we're there. We applied for $7 million with the county. So the county and the city went in together in a READY program with the region.
Right.
Which is compiled of 6 different counties, and we are the second largest county to Howard. And so Cass County and the city of Logansport went in at $9 million. Of that $9 million, the city of Logansport is $7 million. So if we get the READY, we get $7 million. Lexington Village, Urban Park, and 18th and Heartland are all compiled with that $7 million.
Okay.
So that's that $7 million split between those 3 projects. If we get that, Lexington Village will be moving very, very quickly.
Right.
Next spring, you'll start to see the infrastructure going in. And when I mention infrastructure, I mean the new roads, the sidewalks, the utilities, if you will,
Right.
all of that, be going in, and then hopefully see houses by the end of the year being built. So great opportunity for Logansport and moving forward. So in 2022, the 18th and Heartland will see more progress. We're sending out an RFP, which is a request for proposal to developers across the country. We have already a couple developers interested in building out the retail portion of the 18th and Heartland project. And so the interest is already there. Let's keep going, right? We're working on an autism center for children in daycare. That was one of the things that was mentioned as we were going door to door, was, hey, my child is autistic. I have to take him all the way to Indy, So we want to make sure that they have the care right here in the city of Logansport. So we're working on that. Hopefully in 2022 that'll come to fruition. They're very excited about coming here.
Yeah.
So we'll see what we can do. We'll be putting more focus on our rivers next year. Our focus for next year, our motto will be surrounded around trails and rivers.
Okay.
And so ultimately what we want to do is we want to pull the city and county away from the riverfront and give opportunity for developers to put housing in, to put businesses in,
Right.
Have restaurants along the river, those kinds of
Right.
things. One of the things that I cannot believe has never been done is a river walk. So we will be working on a river walk for the city of Logansport. We've already started on it, and we're in the very beginning stages. But by 2022, we should have a drawing or an idea.
Let me just say, I'm excited about that. I mean, for real. I mean, we have 2, not 1, but 2 gorgeous rivers that we could absolutely capitalize on.
Yes.
And not just economically, just as a, just as a like a what's what I'm looking for? Where it's a thing of life, where it's like
Quality of life.
quality of life thing,
Yeah.
where it just adds to the town, it adds to who we are, and,
Exactly.
and to not take advantage of that.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer.
Right, right, exactly. Yeah. So obviously the power plant's coming down at that end as well. Water plant's already down.
Right.
So we're planning on putting the Riverwalk to start at the Carousel and move its way to 6th Street.
Good deal.
And then just continue phase after phase, so that eventually that Riverwalk wraps all the way to the confluence where the 2 rivers meet. So it'll be behind Eel River Avenue, if you know where I'm at.
Yep,
Eel
yep,
River
yep.
Avenue all the way to where the 2 rivers meet, which is the confluence.
Yes.
on the confluence, we have an idea as well.
Okay.
We want to be able to have an opportunity for people to go out where the two rivers meet. So to have an out, I don't know, concrete pad, if you will.
Okay.
With
An
bench-
outcropping?
Yeah. Yeah, is it what?
An outcropping?
Outcropping.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Okay, we'll go with it.
All right.
Outcropping. I'll start using that until someone tells me that's not right.
Until someone says, no. I think that's what it is, an outcropping that would kind of go out and.
Yeah,
extend,
exactly. Yeah. So that way you can go out and fish where the two rivers meet, or
Yeah.
sit on a bench and use the river walk and get to the confluence. And again, just like you said, it's an opportunity to showcase what we have.
Yeah.
Here in Logan Sports. So, and of course, we'll be focusing on groundbreakings for multiple housing developments and applying for more grants to continue progress. So,
Perfect.
moving and grooving, right?
Good.
And there's things that I miss, but there's so much going on, and I hope that people recognize the progress that is happening and the work that we're doing. And it does. It takes a lot of us to be able to do this and get this done. And council has been very supportive on a lot of things. And so we can't thank them enough for their support in moving this forward.
All right. You got anything you want to add to this?
Basically, just kind of going off what the mayor said, for a community, it's very important to be constantly moving forward.
Mhm.
If we're not moving forward, we're just stagnant, and that's not good for a thriving, healthy community. My vision is a community that is as devoted to each other as we showed with Coco Sanchez, his passing. That community coming together was a great sight to see. A community like that, but as competitive as Lafayette, Kokomo. We've got things to offer that other people don't. We have the carousel, we have the two rivers. We got a great community. I just think that in the end, with all the hard work and everyone coming together, we're going to make this great community, even better than it already is.
We can do it. We can get there. For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yes.
All right. So, well, thanks for coming in.
Yes.
It's good to see
Thank
you.
you.
As always, good to see you, gentlemen.
I do have another thing.
Oh, what do you got?
Yeah. My favorite quote right now.
All right.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay. If you think it cannot be done, please don't interfere or interrupt the rest of us trying to do it. Right?
There you go.
Perfect. There it is. Went
There
in.
we go. All right. And that'll do it for Talking the Town today. It was good to see you guys. We appreciate
Good.
it. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
the work
Yes.
you're doing. And that'll do it. It is 9:26. We'll be back tomorrow. Purdue Extension in on a Friday. And until then, have a great Thursday. See ya.